Welcome to the second version of Coffee with Kehoe 2023. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the post-pandemic office of the future and workforce of the future. Yeah, COVID-19 has had a dramatic impact on the workplace and the workforce. The pandemic came on fast. Most of the workforce was sent home and working remote for a significant period of time, which was a dramatic shift in how we work. Our facilities became empty. Suddenly we had this culture of Teams and Zoom meetings and trying to onboard new employees in a remote environment. It was a dramatic shift in how we worked and our workplace. Well, the challenge was that we weren't necessarily set up to work remote in all cases. We didn't have the right infrastructure in place, whether it be security or virtual private network. We didn't have the right devices in the hands of our employees. So there was a lot of really quick purchases of equipment so that our employees could work effectively from home. There was a tremendous amount of innovation that occurred, and I heard lots of comments on, wow, government really can act fast if needed. So our approach at WATEC to this beautiful facility in Olympia that was fully occupied before the pandemic, we occupied several floors. Now we've consolidated. We no longer have any space on the first floor or the second floor. And we have revamped the fifth floor so that we no longer have cubicles, but we have hoteling spaces and landing zones. And then for the people that are coming in 2 or 3 days a week, we have offices or cubes assigned to them. So it's dramatically different, but much more efficient. And now we can now open the space up to other agencies to come in. Even on the fifth floor, we have room. So we're starting to see that consolidation. And then we have training rooms and other facilities that we can be more proactive in terms of getting other agencies to come in and use this great facility that, in most days is very empty. So if you look at the workforce pre-pandemic and the workforce now, it's dramatically different. We're in a world now where people will move if they're not happy, if they're not getting the professional growth and they're not being cared for, or they're not given the flexibility. And so we have to understand that. We want to not only hire well, but we want to retain our staff when they get here. And there's a lot of competition. The skill sets that we need in the future are always changing with technology. There is a greater need for architecture, for different types of programming, more cloud type skills, because that's where we're heading as a government, and as an agency we need to lead that. So jobs aren't going away, but jobs are changing. We got to make sure we have the right training in place so that our staff can transition more to those cloud type environments, and those modern skill sets are going to be important. We have to lead our staff differently. We have to be in touch with them more. We have to make sure they're doing well, both from a mental health perspective and a professional perspective. We have to train them. We have to grow them. And that requires, I think, a different type of leadership. We're defining the new normal, which is hybrid and mostly remote work, and we're adapting to that.